Om Namah Shivaya. Shivji Sada Sahai. Om Namah Shivaya. Guruji Sada Sahai. Guru Kripa. Let no man in the world live in delusion. Without a guru, none can cross over to the other shore. Guru Nanak. It was on a Wednesday morning, 12th October 2005, that I got a call from my colleague, Dr. G.C. Khilnani, Professor of Medicine at AIIMS, New Delhi. Dr. Pandav, we are having a satsang today evening at my home. Guruji is coming. Please do come at 5:30 p.m. and also bring Mrs. Pandav with you. Are you celebrating your promotion as a professor? Who is Guruji? What is his name? Where is he from? I shot a volley of questions at Dr. Khilnani. His name is Guruji, he replied. You will see him in the evening and you will discover for yourself. Have patience. I shared the conversation with my wife Smita. She had been skeptical of gurus and sadhus, but this time her response was slightly different. Maybe this is a different call, she said. Let us see. And she readily agreed to come with me in the evening. Later in the morning, I phoned my friends Rashmi and Pankaj Singh. I have known Rashmi since the last 35 years and after her marriage, Pankaj. I had called since I was keen to know how Pankaj's father, the late Prime Minister Sri Chandrasekhar, whom I referred to as Pitaji, was doing. They said they were at AIIMS private ward where Pitaji had been admitted for a checkup. I immediately left home to be with them. During my visit, Rashmi and Pankaj shared their experiences about their first meeting with Guruji. They told of how they have been going regularly to Chota Mandir and Empire Estate complex on the Mehroli Gurgaon road, and how Guruji's grace had changed their life. They spoke of the critical role of Guruji's blessings in Pitaji's improved health. Do you know Dr. Khilnani? Rashmi asked me. I wondered aloud why she was asking me this question today, since his name had never cropped up in any of our conversations. Rashmi said, Oh, we are going to his house in the evening for a satsang. We have to take Guruji to his house. I impatiently asked her, Who is this Guruji? What is his name? She said, Be patient. You will discover for yourself in the evening. I'm narrating this conversation in detail to point out that there is a time for your call. One can get Guruji's darshan only when he wills. So that was why on the same day we got Guruji's message from two friends. This is your time to have Guruji's darshan and be blessed. And I would like to remind the Sangat collectively and individually that we all are truly blessed to have Guruji's darshan, his grace and his blessings. Let us acknowledge it and be grateful for this opportunity of a lifetime. I told Smita of my hospital visit, and his eagerness for the evening satsang grew. We could not keep ourselves tethered to the house for long and reached Dr. Kilnani's house by 5 p.m. We were one of the first ones to come to his house. After a while, we saw Rashmi and Pankaj escorting a handsome young man wearing colorful clothes down the stairs to Dr. Kilnani's house. He walked in quickly and was ushered to the large ornamental chair in the hall. We had guessed that he was Guruji. As we approached to take his blessings, Rashmi introduced Smita and me to him. Guruji looked at me and said immediately, Doctor, तुसी बाहर जाओ. Doctor, please go out. I took his words literally and whispered to Smita, Let us go out of the hall. I think Guruji does not want us to be here. We started leaving the hall. Rashmi immediately called us back and interpreted Guruji's words. He wanted us to stay abroad and not in India. We had a bright future and career abroad, she said. We were very relieved and came back and sat at Guruji's feet. There were at least 250 to 300 satsangs at the venue. Most satsangis at the venue. Most of them were first-timers and many were my medical colleagues from AIIMS. At Guruji's behest, his old disciples were sharing experiences. They ranged from children's scholastic performances to marriages to series of miraculous cures for infertility, asthma, heart diseases, nervous system disorders, and incurable diseases such as cancer. Normally, one would be rather skeptical, but these were personal experiences of patients and their families. All of them had records of their improved health. Once in a while, Guruji would say, Doctor, look at the practical aspects, how suffering is being lessened. From that day onwards, our journey with Guruji started. Every day since then has been a day of discovery, a day of self realization and self actualization. We have been going regularly to Chota Mandir every Thursday and Sunday as and when we are in Delhi. As a part of my work, I do have to travel a bit. But whenever we are in Delhi, something magnetically draws us to Guruji's place. There is an inner urge, and before we realize it, we are on our way to have Guruji's darshan. The doctor is healed. Towards the end of April 2006, I noticed something unusual about the winter that was just over. I told Smita that I had not taken any medicines, including my inhaler that I had to use at least twice a day. I have a strong family history of asthma, and at the beginning of every winter for the last 15 years, I was required to use inhalers. There would be at least one or two instances of a chest infection. I would have to take antibiotics for 10 days. But in the winter of 2005, I did not have any chest infection, nor did I take any inhalers. I shared this experience with Guruji, who said, You have been blessed. There is no need for any medicines for your asthma. I had not talked of my illness to Guruji, nor did I pray to him silently to cure it. I was surprised, to say the least. The only change that happened to our routine were regular visits on Thursdays and Sundays to Guruji's at Empire Estate, where we received his blessings. And his blessings continued to shower on us. Our daughter Rajita was studying in the US. She was completing her graduation in cognitive neurosciences and cognitive psychology from Rice University, Houston. Even though she had got admission to her PhD at Rice University, she was not keen on continuing her studies there. She wanted to explore research prospects at the best place in the US, such as MIT and Stanford University. We, as parents, thought her desire was impractical not only because of her visa status, but also because she had little time to find a placement as a researcher, and that too at prestigious institutions. Smita, her mother, was worried. Once, when Guruji inquired about Rijuta, I mentioned Smita's concern to him. Guruji immediately said, Why are you worried about her? Everything will be fine. He then asked me when I was going to the US. I was, in fact, planning a trip to be present in Houston for a graduation in May 2006. It was at that time when we visited Wichita, and both of us were witness to the series of events that happened as a result of Guruji's blessing. Now, Ruchita is pursuing her research at the Department of Brain and Cognitive Sciences at MIT in Boston. After having been to Guruji, we are trying to understand the various events and experiences of devotees that we have heard about as well as those we ourselves have experienced. What is it that we experience with Guruji? The healing power of prayer which the Sangat listens to, the power of connectivity, the prasad in the form of langar we have every day, the personal blessings of Guruji to everybody. All experiences rejuvenate physical health. No matter how tired one is before, after the satsang, everyone is refreshed enough to start a new day, even at late in the evening. Most importantly, there is no discrimination. Everyone is equal in Guruji's darbar, rich or poor, prime minister or peon, man or woman, villager or city dweller, Indian or foreigner. There are no rituals or restrictions to be followed, and nothing is expected in return from the satsangis. Only total surrender. Have faith in Guruji, and faith is nothing else but belief without reason. Guruji is guiding all of us to be better persons and evolve as better human beings. To give one instance, many of us have experienced that our ego has started dissolving after coming to Guruji. Our attitudes are changing. We look at the same events from different perspectives and in the process gain peace of mind, thus differentiating between our need and our greed. Guruji has reinstituted our faith in doing good deeds. We are fortunate to be Guruji's disciples. We have also realized the values we live by are worth more when we pass them on. In our own humble way, we are sharing our experiences with friends and colleagues. Our journey is continuing. We owe all this to Guru Kripa, Guruji's blessings. Anantam Shukrana Guru Maharaj.